Ladies and gentlemen, what a day. Markets rolled over hard and closed in a pretty ugly spot heading into the weekend. After yesterday's bounce left open the possibility of more chop, today felt a whole lot more like a real breakdown, with oil higher, rates firmer, and technical damage spreading across multiple asset classes. You're watching the Stock Market Summary series, and we're going to break this all down and get into what we're seeing. But real quick before we do, if you're new here, welcome to today's Stock Market Summary. And please note that none of this is buying or selling advice. We're just calling what we see happening in the charts as things develop.
Yeah, and today was honestly a textbook example of what happens when worsening technicals just collide head-on with hostile fundamentals. It wasn't just random panic, right? It was a very calculated slow-motion car crash.
So I want to start right at the top with the broad market indices, because looking at the SPY and the QQQ today, it was, waterfall is the only word for it. It was an absolute waterfall.
Oh, complete liquidity vacuum.
Yeah, and accompanied by just a massive volume bar, too. Both of these major indices dropped well below their 200-day moving averages. The big question is always, is this falling off a cliff, or is it a buying opportunity for the smart money? Because there was no scheduled U.S. economic release today.
Right. No CPI, no jobs data.
Exactly. So why did the floor fall out today, of all days?
Because of a sudden, incredibly violent repricing of macro expectations. You don't always need a scheduled headline if the bond market and the energy market are screaming that current stock valuations are just, mathematically wrong.
So it's about inflation, oil, and the Fed.
Yes. The market is finally waking up to the reality that Fed relief is not coming.
Yeah, the whiplash on that is insane, because I was looking at the Reuters reporting earlier, and market pricing right now implies a 75% chance of a rate hike by September.
A hike, not a cut.
Right, a hike, and better than even odds for a hike as early as July. We went from hoping for cuts to pricing in a 75% chance of a hike in just days. And Treasury futures are showing us the market is way more worried about inflation right now than a soft labor market.
Absolutely.
Which brings us to the charts, because light crude popped close to $99 today.
Yeah, it's getting up there.
But the chart that really scares me is the U.S. Oil Fund, ticker USO. It's in this high base formation. It is completely refusing to sell off. It's just chopping sideways in this really tight range, right below $125.
And a high base is essentially a coiled spring. Normally, early buyers take profit, the price pulls back. But in a high base, institutional demand is so aggressive that new buyers are just absorbing every sold share right at the highs.
They won't let it dip.
Right, they refuse. So it's absorbing all this macro tension. So now that we understand the macro pressure, the rates, and the oil, we really have to look at exactly how this is fracturing individual stocks.
Let's do it, starting with Tesla, TSLA. It continued its descending triangle breakdown today, totally in sync with the broader indexes.
Yeah, no surprise there, given the macro environment.
But the wild one was Supermicrocomputer, SMCI. It dropped like a rock out of a symmetrical triangle breakdown. And what's crazy is we flagged that breakdown on the chart a couple days ago on Wednesday, way before today's news event accelerated it. Okay, and then we have Meta, ticker Meta. It broke its support trend line last week. Then on Monday, it retested that trend line, but the old support acted as fresh resistance, and it led to this week-long sell-off. And it's not just tech. Real estate, the XLRE ETF, dropped exceptionally hard because of those rising interest rates. And we have to talk about that weekly symmetrical triangle we discussed for months.
The bearish death hook.
Yes, the bearish death hook. I love that term, because it broke out to the upside initially, but then weeks later, it fell back inside the apex and right out the other side, just fell below it. It's like escaping the room, but then, falling out the window.
Think of it like a rubber band. That initial upside breakout was a fake out. It invited all these momentum buyers. But when the rubber band snaps back and falls into the pattern, those late buyers are suddenly trapped.
Wow.
So when it breaks through the bottom, they all panic sell. Rising rates were the fundamental gravity, but the death hook visually showed us the buyers getting trapped and flushed out.
Today's core lesson really is that the technical structure matters before the headline catches up.
Say that again, because that is the most important takeaway.
The chart structure breaks before the news hits. SMCI's triangle breakdown, Meta's field retest, those all mattered before the heavy selling even started today.
And that's exactly what we teach in Grok Trade's mentorship program.
Yeah, getting those setups early.
Right. The program trains you to spot these exact setups by learning to draw the main and minor trend lines that institutions actually use. It's not about guessing, it's about real-world execution.
Which is so crucial on a day like today.
It is, and we back it up with continuous support until a trader actually recoups their educational investment and then some. It's a very serious, systematic approach to trading.
All right, let's bring all these threads together to summarize. The market's technical damage has significantly worsened today.
Considerably.
Indexes have lost their major moving averages, oil and rates are just remaining totally hostile, and too many charts have shifted from, under pressure to actively breaking down.
The structural integrity is severely compromised.
Yeah. So I want to leave you with one final lingering question based on this data. If U.S. oil, USO, is refusing to sell off and is just high basing right below $125, what happens to these already fragile, broken down stock charts if oil finally breaks out above that level while the Fed is backed into a corner? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and tune in next week as we continue to cover the markets and the developments we've mentioned.